my name's Henry Hatfield. We have a manufacturing business in Poughkeepsie, New York. We have partnered with Allendale Machine now for about approximately 20 years, and we've taken a proactive approach to finding new employees through Allendale and Hudson Valley College. The Hudson Valley College, we've found, has been the best resource to train new CNC machinists in the area. There is no other school like it in the Hudson Valley region. And currently we have 2 students right now, one that has almost completed the program, one will be starting in September, and we are so far so good, very pleased with the first student, which is almost graduated. He's working for us for the summer right now. Since we've sent these students up to Hudson Valley, we've been taking a proactive approach, and we've had open manufacturing day at our company. We've had 5 high schools at our company, and the shop teachers and engineering teachers. So we've closed for the day in October, and the kids have walked around, and we had other local businesses set up booths for manufacturing day to expose the high school students to manufacturing, to help motivate them in this field. Right now, the local high schools are getting interested in opening their own machine training centers similar to the Hudson Valley College.
Good morning, Tony. I'm Sean Hamilton. I'm the Director of Operations for Putnam Precision. We've been working with Allendale actually 40 years, going back to the first generation, Tom McGill's run, into Marty's and now Neil's. And they're a big partner of ours in our automation efforts and our machine tool purchases over the years. We've been a big proponent of education. We've mentored, I don't know how many people at our company right from the ground up, but we've always invested in the community from high school, colleges, community colleges, Ulster, BOCES. We're mentoring at RPI. We're a big contributor at Pine Bush High School. It's a high school that reinforces you don't need to go to college. There's a great dignified industry in manufacturing that a lot of folks are unaware of. There's a great income to be made. There's a great fulfillment in making parts and having created something from nothing and giving back to the community. All of us are heavily invested in making sure the next generation has the excitement we had doing this. I've been at this 44 years, and all that time we've always worked with any school that's interested in doing it. There seems to be a rebirth of interest in it now, realizing that we have to reshore all this stuff. I'm glad they're late to the party, but we've been after this 40 years trying to get people to understand that there's great value in staying in the country and continuing to innovate like we have, and now in the latest generation with robots.
So my name is Mark Harris. I was a teacher for 20 years. Actually, I'm still teaching for a community college, but I am also the director of manufacturing at Allendale Machine. How I got here is kind of crazy because I hated school, but I like working with my hands. Couldn't wait to get out of high school. I couldn't tell you how low on the list of people in graduating I was, but here I am, a teacher. I teach at a college, but I love manufacturing. I love getting people excited about manufacturing. Talking to high school students, and I've talked to a lot of high school students, recruiting, to get kids interested. Everybody thinks manufacturing is just making, your typical screwdriver or a block of metal. But I talk to them, you look at everything that's out there. Somebody had to manufacture it. From your sneakers, Nike, that design on the bottom of your sneaker didn't come off the Nike tree. Somebody had to make a mold for that. We've done motorcycle parts. There's something in manufacturing for every interest out there. You can make whatever it was. I had kids into bicycles. We made a bicycle in my class. Whatever you're interested, I can find you something to manufacture about.
Hi, my name is Sam Chapone. I'm the Director of Manufacturing Innovation for the School of Engineering at RPI. So what we do at RPI is we really complement the kinds of programs that you're seeing today at Hudson Valley Community College, where here at Hudson Valley they're teaching people the skills that are necessary to run the machines. At RPI, we're taking a little bit of a twist on that, where we're showing future engineers the importance of these types of CNC technologies, but also the importance of other technologies like simulation in manufacturing and digital information. because those tools will help manufacturing firms to use the people they have in the most proficient ways to get the best out of all the equipment they have and all the resources they have within a company. So for example, if you look at the Haas machine tools, these machines are putting out all kinds of data that can analyze a process and tell people what's happening. So we're showing engineers the importance of taking that data and data mining that information to see when is something going to fail. So we're not waiting for a problem to occur, we're ahead of that problem. So it really is about teaching future engineers the importance of all of these different technologies to help manufacturing firms be more efficient with the people they have, being more efficient with the resources they have, and also being more efficient with the energy that they're using for a particular process. So we like the partnership that we have. We've been with Allendale Machinery and Haas Factory Outlet going back to 2000. It's been a very productive relationship. And about 10 years ago, our Hudson Valley came in. So now it's really a three-way partnership where we all work together to expose not only high school students, but future engineering students and future people entering the workforce into what manufacturing is all about. Manufacturing is a very dynamic field. For people that like a challenge, even from an engineering perspective, like to be solving problems on the fly, that's what manufacturing is all about, and that's what engineering is about. And the students that are with us have gone on to companies like Sikorsky. We have one student, an alum, who is now the Director of Advanced Manufacturing for Sikorsky. We've got people at Apple, people at Tesla. But the good part that I like is a lot of people stay in the Capital District and help out some local companies. So manufacturing has been very good, and I really enjoy showing future engineers the possibilities that manufacturing has.
Like I said, Aaron Hopmeyer, Pine Bush High School principal. I've been the principal of the high school for 21 years. One of the things I think that sets us apart is the fact that we actually look at all kids, not just the kids who are going to college. We've ultimately became a prime school for the Society of Manufacturing Engineers. We have a program that not only is recognized by New York State, but across the country has been validated by the Haas Foundation. First high school in the country to receive a $250,000 Gene Haas naming rights grant to support manufacturing education. Ultimately, what that means is we're serving all of our kids. Our high school right now has 41 3D printers. We have 3 Haas mills. We have a Haas lathe. We are producing kids that are going to go out of the high school, and if they choose to go to college, terrific. If they choose to go to work, terrific as well. Our goal is ultimately to serve every one of our students and make sure that they find success, whether it be college and career readiness. Allendale Machinery has been a tremendous partnership of ours. Ultimately, we talked about the Society of Manufacturing Engineers. Allendale was one of our first industry partners. Not only have they supported us with curriculum development, but certainly in terms of producing pathways that are good for kids, leading to industry credentials. Our high school actually just certified 16 students on the Haas mill. In fact, myself, I actually took the Haas mill credential course, and that's a whole story unto itself, but I got to tell you, it certainly gives a new definition of skilled labor. And as a former social studies teacher and an administrator for 21 years, trust me when I tell you, it was not easy. But I made it, and I'm proud of my part, I will tell you that. But Allendale, like I said, between Marty and his son Neil, that they have beyond supported our high school. We talk about professional development, you talk about during COVID, these two people and their whole team of people at Allendale Machinery have not only given us guest speakers, but industry tours. They've given us products. They have supported us in curriculum development. It is an unbelievable partnership, and I will tell you, having a relationship with Allendale and Marty McGill is something that our district really will never, ever forget.
Hello, my name is Kenny, high school teacher at Pine Bush High School. Currently have about 300 students in our program of an 1,800 student school. My journey is a little bit different than everyone else's. I can tell you that. I started at the high school 15 years ago as an art teacher, and about 3 or 4 years into my career, the design and engineering instructor retired. I kind of moved into that role because I worked for a engineering firm through my undergrad. So I moved into that role. So I went from paper and pencil to, scale and ruler. And then that kind of snowballed into what you see behind me. This is not my facility, but manufacturing. We've grown it from the ground up, and yeah.
Hello, my name is Joel, and I'm from Package One Industries, located in Schenectady, New York. I am a former graduate of Hudson Valley Community College. As a matter of fact, I graduated from the building next door. So, not a graduate of this building, but I'm happy to be an adjunct instructor in this building. And that's really how Package One has grown as a company, is through my involvement and our involvement as a company at Hudson Valley Community College. We have over 32 graduates that work at our facility right now from Hudson Valley, and I'm telling you, these guys they're not just machinists, they're actual engineers. They're on the shop floor, they're setting up machines, they're programming using Mastercam, SolidWorks, they're using CMMs to measure parts, and it's all skills that they learned at the Gene Haas facility here at Hudson Valley Community College. When you partner with a Hudson Valley Community College and you have graduates working at your facility, those graduates actually work as instructors within your facility because they're going to take the skills that they learn at a place like this and they're going to help your seasoned veterans further their education in their own shop.
So we're here today at Hudson Valley Community College in upstate New York at the Gene Haas Center for Advanced Manufacturing. This is a really cool place for us. This is a building that my father has been working with industry and the educators here for at least 10 years to get built. And we finally opened it in 2019. Unfortunately, with COVID, we had some difficulty getting people up here, but we're really excited to have an open house here today. And at the open house, we have people from industry, we have past students, we have educators from high school teachers all the way up to four-year university professors. And it really goes to show the connection that we have between all these different groups and how important we all realize it is that we work together to solve the skills gap we have, or really it's no longer a skills gap, it's a labor shortage. And as a lot of the people that have said here today, it's really important that everyone's involved and you have to be part of the solution. You can't just expect someone to solve this problem for you and expect to have an employee here tomorrow. As manufacturers, you have to go out, you have to find the future students, you have to assist them, you have to bring them to the places like this that will help them further their education, their career. And as educators, you have to reach out to industry and find out what it is they're looking for and how they can better serve the purpose of industry. And that's where everything comes together. We're really lucky to work with the Gene Haas Foundation to have put this together. And all the work they've done over the years with grants for students, for purchasing textbooks, for purchasing tools, for tuition. In fact, the Gene Haas Foundation gave us the initial $1 million grant to kick off this project. Kind of a challenge grant to say, hey, we believe in it. If you can go out and get everyone else to support you, we will be, this is your building. And so we're in 34,000 square feet. That's already expanding. The school is adding an additional building because the success this program's had.
Hello, my name is Kathy Lohman, and I'm the director of the Gene Haas Foundation, and I actually get to give away Gene's money for a profession. And I've been in the industry, the machine tool industry, for 40 years, and a little over 10 years ago, I kind of realized how the labor shortage was really affecting most of our major manufacturers. And I took a position with the Society of Manufacturing Engineers to help form clubs in schools. And when Gene saw what I was doing in that role, he asked me to come run the foundation, which I've been doing ever since. We have two main programs with the Gene Haas Foundation, and that's scholarships at the secondary level, which is generally high school students, to use that money to choose a community college or a trade school to continue their training in CNC machining, or an engineering program for a hands-on engineering program. The other thing is for community colleges, for their students to enroll and take classes. We distribute the funds through the schools. We really believe that the teachers in the programs know the students. They know the students that have the most potential. They work day in and day out with the students. So we put the funds in the hands of the teachers and a committee that they put together to choose what students get the scholarship money. And this year, for example, we're giving $12 million in scholarship money to schools. So you can only imagine the amount of stories and letters and thank yous and videos that we get from the students themselves, the teachers, from parents, from grandparents, just all talking about the change in their students' life because somebody believed in them and is helping fund their education. And it really also has an impact on them that that person is this famous guy who runs race cars and owns this company, and it's just such a joy to do that. One story, recently I was at a ribbon cutting of a Gene Haas Center, which is another one of our initiatives, is taking some of the best programs in the world when they need to expand and giving them money to expand the building and the facility. And there was one teacher who had been a teacher for 30 years, and he was talking at our ribbon cutting grand opening. And he said that for most of the years that he's teaching, his wife and he put aside money of their own every year to really help the students that were in need to stay in school and get an education so they could get a good job. Yet 10 years ago, when the Gene Haas Foundation started giving them money, he felt that that was one of the pivotal points in his entire career being a teacher, because rather than the couple of $1,000s that they could put aside, he had a budget of like $20,000 that he could help students stay in school and get a great education in machine technology.
Hi, I'm Jim Quinn from Allendale Machinery, Applications Manager, and I am thrilled to be here today at the Gene Haas Center at Hudson Valley Community College, working on our Haas Demo Day. It's a great thing to be partnered with this school, the students, the teachers, everybody, to put on an event like this where we're using young kids to help set up some of these jobs. And then these kids are going to be our future customers and future machine owners. So it's a really good thing to see. It'll all come full circle, working with them on the education end, and then see what happens as their careers progress. Like with everybody in the labor shortage now, Allendale's always having a tough time finding application engineers, service techs, people to come in that have a technical background and really hit the ground running. A program like this at Hudson Valley Community College, some of our other partners like Lincoln Tech and Pine Bush High School are turning out students that hit the ground running. They're ready to come to work right out of school. I've got two that I hired, one here out of Hudson Valley Community College, David Yarder, one of our service techs. A guy, he knows the machines, he knows the Haas equipment, a little bit about programming, and he was able to step in as a service tech right off the bat. Training was very minimal with him, and he just got it. So the Hudson Valley program did a great job with him. And then recently we hired a young robotics technician from Lincoln Tech, one of the first graduates of their robotics program, Alec Tomasula. And all of these robots that you'll see as we go through the videos today and what's going on here at Hudson Valley Community College, he was a big part of programming all that, and he's been with me for about a month. So good to see that he came hitting the ground running like that.